Hi, I am Dr. Ashley Stevens and I'm an optometrist on Cape Cod in Massachusetts. I have been working in private practice for about 4 years and I work in a largely elderly demographic. This presents many challenges on a daily basis, but the part I love most about my work is the patient interactions and the patient relationships that I've built over the last 4 years. I hope to remain in this practice for the remainder of my career and to continue building these relationships. I've always been a huge advocate for patient involvement in their own healthcare, and as such, the most important part of patient healthcare to me is patient communication. I've been told time and time again, thank you for the explanation about my upcoming surgery, or for including me in the decision-making process, and for considering my life circumstances in these decisions. It's so important to me because it allows us to make more informed decisions, which oftentimes permanently affect the remainder of our lives. Patients need to be confident in their understanding and their decisions, and I can share my knowledge to help make that possible. Education was so important to my family growing up, as our parents were always worried and wanted to give us opportunities that they never had. My mother grew up homeless, but as an adult wanted to set an example for my sister and myself, and so as an adult she was the first person in our family to graduate from college. My sister then went on to become the first person in our family to get a master's, which was in education, and she did this even after she had a stroke at the age of 24. And then I was the first person in our family to go on to get a doctorate. My father worked endless nights as a lineman to help financially in every way possible, and both of my parents worked endless hours to help out. And through college, they would give us whatever they could to help, but when all was said and done, I graduated with $360,000 of student loans. Unfortunately, during graduate school, I was unable to work a job to supplement the loans, as my mother had been diagnosed with ovarian cancer, to which she eventually lost her battle when I was in my second year of optometry school. Simultaneously, my father had begun his struggle with early onset dementia. And so between school schedules, I would drive back home whenever possible to first care for my mother and then for my father. This never felt like a burden or a strain because it was family, and it's simply what you do for one another. My journey in healthcare began when I was about 12 years old. My grandfather had severe vision loss, and watching his life change because of this prompted my investigation into eye care specifically. I was amazed to find that eye exams can often be the first place that so many health conditions are detected, from diabetes to strokes, multiple sclerosis, hypertension, brain tumors, so many. Can also impact a child's lifelong learning. In fact, one of my favorite patients to date is a little girl who I met when she was 5 years old and was put into special reading classes because she couldn't learn letters or learn to write. Turns out her vision was the only barrier to her learning, and once we started her treatment, she was reading and writing "I Heart Ashley" sticky notes in my office only 3 months later. 4 years have passed and she is excelling academically, and she is so spunky. You can think of your optometrist is your primary care physician for your eyes. The range of what we do is so vast, there is never a dull moment. My patients are what motivate me and drive me to become the best provider I can be. I have so many motivating moments day in and day out. I had a patient with cancer, so scared to enter the office in this COVID era, and so of course I came in before our normal scheduled hours to see the patient, so they didn't have to worry about contracting any virus from anyone else in the office. This helped allay many fears on their end. Later that morning, I had a deaf patient who reads lips and who prefers to do this for her independence. She was so grateful that we had those smile window masks available during her examination. The grateful nature of our patient makes me, in turn, so grateful that I'm able to use the skills I've been fortunate enough to learn. I hope to continue helping patients in the many years to come, both locally and in more underserved communities that need them the most. I did a vision care trip to Belize in 2015, and I hope to have the means to participate in similar vision care programs in the future on a more regular basis. Some fun facts about me. Patients always ask where I get my energy from, and yet I don't drink caffeine or coffee. My husband is a captain in the Army National Guard and is about to embark on his 3rd deployment to the Middle East. And we currently have 2 labs who we adore, Moose and Denny, and we have a track record of adopting senior dogs and giving them their forever homes. Now I have to go close out the day by finishing my charting, and I do this to my favorite pump-up music. Stay well.